The average American family spends between $40,000 and $80,000 on a new SUV. They drive it through the blistering Texas heat, the salt-covered roads of the Midwest, and potholes that would make a lunar rover nervous. And then they act completely surprised when the check engine light comes on at 65,000 miles, exactly 3 months after the warranty expired. Warning light, dealership visit, massive repair bill. That is not bad luck. That is the business model. And today, we are blowing the roof off it. Welcome to the channel where we pull apart the vehicles Americans are spending their life savings on, and we show you exactly what is hiding underneath the shiny paint job. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Buying an SUV today is not like it was 20 years ago. You're not just buying an engine and 4 wheels. You're buying a rolling supercomputer. And when those computers, sensors, and cheap plastic parts fail, the manufacturer expects you to foot the bill. I want to be completely transparent about how this list was built. A lot of car rankings you see online are built by people who drove the car for 4 days in perfect weather on a track. That is not reality. This list is based on long-term reliability data from Consumer Reports, US News, and the real-world truth from independent mechanics who actually fix these cars when they break. No car company paid me to make this video. In fact, a couple of them would probably love to have me removed from the internet after this. Today, we're looking at the 3 worst SUVs you need to avoid at all costs, and the 3 best SUVs that will actually last you a decade. Let's start with the money pits. Worst, number 3, the 2026 Dodge Hornet. Let me say something nice about the Dodge Hornet before I explain why you should never buy one. It looks cool. The marketing team at Dodge did a fantastic job making this thing look like a mean, sporty, high-performance machine. If you judge a car by the commercial, the Hornet is a winner. But the people making the commercials are not the people building the car. Once you get past the aggressive outside, the reality hits you. Critics and owners have both pointed out that the inside of this car just feels cheap. The materials do not match the price tag, and the sporty handling they promised actually feels clunky in the real world. But that's not even the worst part. The feature that kills the Dodge Hornet for American buyers is what's happening at the corporate level. Nobody's buying them. The sales completely collapsed. Because of terrible sales and high tariffs, Dodge is already discontinuing the Hornet. Do you know what happens when you buy a car that gets canceled right after you buy it? The value drops like a rock. If you drive a new Hornet off the lot today, you're essentially throwing thousands of dollars into a fire. And in 5 years, when a specific sensor or plastic piece breaks, good luck finding the replacement part. You're buying a ghost car. Let it stay on the dealership lot. Worst, number 2, the 2026 Volkswagen Taos. The Volkswagen Taos sells extremely well in America, and I understand why. It looks like a great deal. It's small, it fits perfectly in a tight parking spot, and it gives you that famous German styling without the massive price tag. What the shiny brochure doesn't mention is what happens when things go wrong. Consumer Reports has issued a direct warning to buyers: avoid this model. First, let's talk about the engine and transmission. Owners constantly complain that the car feels jerky. When you step on the gas to merge onto the highway, there's a weird hesitation. That's not just annoying, that's scary when you have a semi-truck coming up behind you. Volkswagen's reliability on this model has been consistently low. But the biggest reason the Taos is on this list is safety. You buy an SUV to keep your family safe, but in recent crash tests, the Taos performed poorly compared to almost all of its competitors. Think about that for a second. You're spending your hard-earned money on a family vehicle that fails to protect your family as well as the other cars in its class. It looks cute, but between the rough driving and the bad safety scores, it's a terrible place to put your money. Worst, number 1, the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron. The Audi Q6 e-tron is the most dangerous vehicle on this list. Not dangerous in a crash, but dangerous because it's incredibly convincing. You walk up to it, and it looks like the future. It's a fully electric luxury SUV. The interior is gorgeous. The screens look like they belong in a spaceship. But US News just labeled this the single most unreliable vehicle on the market for 2026. Out of 100 points for reliability, it scored a 56. That's a dismal failing grade. Why? Because a car with this much experimental technology is basically a ticking bomb of software glitches. Owners are dealing with massive electrical headaches, infotainment screens going completely black while driving, charging systems that refuse to talk to the charging station, leaving you stranded with a dead battery, the car throwing random error codes and going into limp mode for no clear reason. Here's the trap. Because it's a highly complex electric Audi, your local neighborhood mechanic can't fix it. They don't have the software. You're captive to the Audi dealership, and the dealership knows you have no other choice. When the warranty runs out, diagnosing an electrical gremlin on this car will cost you hundreds of dollars before they even pick up a wrench. You're paying a luxury price to be Audi's beta tester. Now, before we get into the 3 best SUVs you can actually trust your money with, I want to ask you a question. Drop a comment right now. What SUV are you driving and what broke first? Did your transmission start slipping? Did your radio stop working? Let me know because I read every single one. But real quick, before we talk about the SUVs that will actually survive a decade, do me a favor. If you are tired of being lied to by billion-dollar car companies and want the raw, unfiltered truth about where to spend your hard-earned money, hit that subscribe button right now. It helps me keep exposing these industry traps, and it ensures you never buy a lemon. Best number 3, the 2026 Honda CR-V. Let me be completely honest with you. The Honda CR-V does not make anyone's heart race. Nobody has ever pulled up to a fancy restaurant and had the valet guy stare at their CR-V. It is not exciting. It does not have 60 different driving modes or ambient lighting that pulses to the beat of your music. And that is exactly why it is on this list. In the car world, boring is your best friend. Boring saves you money. The Honda CR-V is a perennial favorite in America because it relies on a practical, heavily tested formula. Honda knows how to build engines that just do not quit. They've been refining this exact class of vehicle for decades. When you buy a CR-V, you are getting one of the most fuel-efficient, dependable compact SUVs ever made. Independent mechanics across the country will tell you the same thing. They rarely see CR-Vs in their shops for major repairs. They see them for oil changes, brakes, and tires. That's it. But the real magic of the Honda CR-V is what happens 5 or 6 years down the road. If you buy a luxury European SUV, its value drops like a rock the second the warranty expires. The CR-V has one of the highest resale values in the country because the used car market knows exactly what I just told you. When you decide to sell your CR-V with 100,000 miles on it, it is still a highly desired vehicle. You're not just buying a car, you are parking your money somewhere safe. Best number 2, the 2026 Subaru Forester. The Subaru Forester is the ultimate answer to the American winter. A lot of manufacturers will slap an all-wheel drive badge on the back of their SUV and charge you an extra $2,000 for it. But most of those systems are reactive. They wait until your front wheels are already slipping on black ice before they send any power to the back wheels. By the time the computer figures out you're sliding, you're already in the ditch. Subaru does not play that game. The Forester comes with Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive as a standard feature. It's always on, it's always working. Whether you're navigating a blizzard in upstate New York or a muddy trail in Colorado, this system is legendary for keeping you planted on the road. Consumer Reports just ranked the 2026 Forester as a top pick for its all-around performance and reliability. But I want to talk about something that rarely gets mentioned in car reviews: visibility. If you sit in a modern SUV, you might notice that the windows are getting smaller and the pillars are getting thicker. It looks cool on the outside, but trying to check your blind spot feels like looking out of a submarine. The Subaru Forester is built like a greenhouse. The windows are massive. You can actually see the road, the cars around you, and the kid on the bicycle pulling out of the driveway. Combine that amazing visibility with their top-tier safety technology, and you have an SUV that genuinely protects your family. It's rugged, it's reliable, and it refuses to leave you stranded. Best number 1. The 2025 Kia Telluride. The Kia Telluride is the gold standard. I don't use that phrase lightly. When Kia introduced the Telluride a few years ago, it absolutely embarrassed the American and European luxury brands. Ford, Chevy, and Audi were charging $70,000 or $80,000 for three-row family SUVs, and then Kia walked in and offered a vehicle that looked like a Range Rover, drove like a luxury car, and cost $30,000 less. Today, it holds the highest overall score in its class, a massive 9.5 out of 10. Let's talk about why it wins. First, the interior. When you sit inside a Telluride, you feel like you are in a vehicle that costs twice as much. The passenger space is massive. You can actually fit real, full-sized adults in the third row without them having their knees touching their chins. But the real reason it is number 1 is the powertrain. While other companies are putting tiny, high-stressed turbocharged engines into massive SUVs, which we know leads to expensive failures, Kia stuck with a naturally aspirated V6 engine. No complicated turbochargers to blow up, no direct injection carbon buildup nightmares. Just smooth, strong, reliable power that can tow your boat and get your kids to school without skipping a beat. And just in case you're worried, Kia backs it up with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's the longest warranty in the business. They can offer that because they know the engine is not going to blow up. It's the ultimate family hauler, and it proves that you don't need to spend luxury money to get a premium, reliable vehicle. The American buying rule. Now I want to give you something you can actually use, because the next time you're standing on a dealership lot, the salesman is going to try to confuse you. They'll talk about monthly payments, premium packages, and special financing. They want you to stop thinking clearly. So grab a pen, write these 3 questions down. First, is the engine naturally aspirated, or is it a tiny turbocharged engine in a massive car? If it has a turbocharger, you need to understand that the engine is working twice as hard just to move the vehicle. That means more heat, more wear, and more expensive maintenance down the road. Whenever possible, buy the naturally aspirated engine. It will save you thousands. Second, what does the warranty actually exclude? Don't ask the salesman this question. They'll just tell you, oh, it covers everything. No, it doesn't. Ask the finance manager to print the actual warranty exclusion page. Read what it says about the electronics, the infotainment screen, and the transmission. The warranty is written by the same lawyers who know exactly what is going to break first. Third, are you buying the car or are you buying the payment? Dealerships love to ask, what do you want your monthly payment to be? Don't fall for this. If you tell them you want to pay $600 a month, they'll just stretch the loan out to 84 months and hit you with massive interest. You will end up paying $60,000 for a $40,000 car. Negotiate the total price of the vehicle out the door. Nothing else matters. The best SUVs on this list pass all 3 of these tests. The worst ones fail them miserably. The manufacturer knows exactly what they built before the car leaves the factory. You need to know it before you sign your name.